Hi, I'm Karan Thapar. Over the last few years, I hope you've been watching my program, The Interview on the Wire. During that period, I've interviewed doctors, politicians, businessmen, scientists, authors, and even the occasional Nobel laureate. For me, it's been exciting. I hope it's been enjoyable for you. But these, as you know, are tough times, and if this program is going to remain bold, independent, and sometimes even defiant, then I think we need your support. At the end of the day, it's a truism, but editorial independence is best defended by the viewers. So if you would like this program to remain the way it is, forthright, outspoken, and interesting, then would you consider supporting us? All you have to do is to click on the description at the bottom. But more than anything else, I hope you will continue to watch the interview. Your viewership means an awful lot to me. Hello and welcome to a special interview for The Wire. Home Minister Amit Shah has invited a delegation of the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum to come to Delhi and talk to him about essential steps that need to be taken to start to resolve the crisis in Manipur. A delegation arrived on Monday. Yesterday, Tuesday, they met important officials of the Government of India, including the Director of the Intelligence Bureau. This morning, they met Home Minister Amit Shah himself. Joining me now, literally straight from that meeting, is the spokesperson of the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, Ginza Vualzong. Mr. Vualzong, before I talk to you about your meeting with the Home Minister this morning and the meeting you had yesterday with top officials, including the Director of the Intelligence Bureau, let me first ask you a little about your organization, the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum. What does your organization stand for? What is its main purpose? What are its intents?
Right. ITLF, which is the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, is basically started from Churachandpur district, which we now call Lamka. And it was primarily set up to address the district issue related, which is concerned with our district. Basically, the various government forest policies which are anti-tribals. However, as we move on, this Manipur crisis took over, and the ITLF, our organization, handles the movement from there on.
So you're both a cultural organization that looks after the interests of tribal people, but also, particularly in the last 3 months, you become a political organization.
That's right. We are spearheading the movement at the moment, because the epicenter of the issue was in our district. So automatically we took up the issue, and then, till now we are fighting for our tribal cause.
Now, your name is the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum. Do you therefore have Naga individuals or Naga associations that are affiliated, or are you exclusively Kuki?
As of now, no Naga tribal forums are associated with us.
So you're exclusively Kuki?
Kuki-Zo, I would say.
Kuki-Zo.
Yes.
How does your forum stand in comparison to other Kuki organizations like Kuki-Inpi and the All Manipur Tribal Union? Are you, in a political sense, the apex organization for the Kuki people? And is the Kuki-Inpi a more cultural organization?
ITLF, as of now, within ITLF, we have Kuki-Inpi as well. We have the Mizo People's Council. We also have the Mar-Inpui. We also have the Paite Tribe Council, the Waifei People Council, and the Simte Tribe Council, and the United Zo organization as well.
So you cover a whole umbrella of other bodies who are all members of your body.
That's right.
But are you, in a political sense, the apex body for the Kuki-Zo people?
No, we are not the apex. We don't consider ourselves apex body as such, because we have the Kuki-Inpi or the Zomi Council or the Mar-Inpui are rather the apex body for the tribals. And like I said before, the ITLF is just the organization to handle issues in our districts.
So to use the phrase you used earlier, you're the political spearhead for
That's
the
right.
Kuki-Zo.
That's right.
Political spearhead.
Right.
Okay. Let's then come to the meeting you had with the Home Minister Amit Shah earlier this morning. In fact, as I said in the introduction, you come straight from his house to our studio to talk about it. What did Mr. Amit Shah say to you? Why did he want a delegation of the ITLF to fly from Manipur to Delhi to talk to him?
Right. This began way back in 3rd of August when the ITLF is prepared to bury our departed souls, the martyrs. We have 35 martyrs who are lying in our district. So we decided to go ahead with the mass burial to give our final and give final respect to our martyrs. And because of that, I think it. There was a alarm sent to the government, and when this news gets to the Home Minister, he called us to defer the burial so that within 7 days he will look into the issue and he will legalize the burial place, and we can go ahead with the burial.
Initially, the statement that ITLF issued on the 3rd said that you had agreed to postpone it for 5, but that 5 became 7.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah, 5 was verbally told, but when the assurance letter came from the Home Ministry, it was 7 days.
Now, those 7 days end on the 10th, that is tomorrow.
Right.
Will you be going ahead with the mass burial tomorrow, or are you prepared to postpone it further?
Right, because of this, since we've been given 7 days, that's the reason why Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, called us here in New Delhi to discuss the various aspects of the assurance that he has given to us earlier.
Okay. What did he say about the burial?
Right, the first point was regarding the burial. And since the burial site is located in a conflict zone or conflict area, he requested us whether we can, look for another alternative location so that, our martyr can rest in peace without any disturbance from anyone.
What was your response?
We told him that since this burial site was chosen by the people themselves, we have to take the consent of our people. We have to go back to our people and discuss with them, and we will get back to him.
So you're going back to Lamka, which is what you call Churachandpur tomorrow, that is Thursday. How soon will you be able to discuss this with your people, and how soon will you be able to get back to the Home Minister?
Probably in a week's time.
And what is your sense? Will your people agree to a new site?
I cannot say as of now because we have to discuss, we have to convince our people regarding this.
Is there a 50-50 chance or is it less?
I would say a 50-50 chance as of now because the government, when I say the government, I mean the Union Home Minister talks about giving us the current burial site to, to make it for the public utilities like, memorial park or, some kind of park. So,
this is very interesting. The Home Minister has agreed that the original burial site, which he's asking you not to use for the mass burials, but he's prepared to give you that original burial site as a memorial park.
Or some public utilities. So he didn't mention exactly the memorial park, but with the discussion with us, the ITLF, we will decide what we will do with that place.
And so because of this offer, that he will give you the original burial site for public utilities or whatever, you think your people may be inclined to accept a different site for the mass burial?
Yeah, that's what we hope for.
Now, in the press release you issued on the 3rd, where you originally said you had agreed to postpone the burial, you had 4 more demands. Let me ask you about them. You wanted all Meitei state forces that they should not be deployed in the hill districts.
Right.
Did you raise that with the Home Minister?
Yes, we did. And the response was no Meitei state forces, especially the Manipur commandos, will be allowed to go alone into the territory of the hill people.
What do you mean alone?
Like they will not be allowed to, they should be accompanied by central forces.
So that is a sort of halfway measure between what you want and what he's prepared to give.
That's right.
So in other words, he hasn't given you an assurance that Meitei forces won't enter the hill districts at all. But if they do, they will be accompanied by other forces like, I presume, Assam Rifles or maybe paramilitary forces.
That's right.
Are you satisfied with that?
Not 100% satisfied, but what he said was that it's a law and order. Law and order is a state, state thing, and the Home Ministry also cannot, fully take control of the situation. So they have to give some leeway to the state forces also.
In other words, bearing in mind the problem the Home Minister faces and the fact that he can't exclude state forces altogether,
right?
Are you inclined to accept this offer?
I think, although it's not 100% agreeable, but it's good enough.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
Now, the third thing you demanded was the burial of all the dead bodies who are, I presume, lying in morgues in Imphal. Those bodies must be brought back to the Kuki-Zo communities in the Hill District. Did he agree to that?
Yeah, that's right.
He has?
He agreed, and there are about 9 bodies which are still left to be identified. So once that process is done,
What is the total number of Kuki-Zo bodies lying in morgues in Imphal? Is it just 9?
No. It will be around, our estimate is around 40 to 50.
And he's agreed that all of them will be transported to the Kuki-Zo Hill Districts?
That's right.
I presume this has met with your full satisfaction?
Right.
Now, you also raised 2 other demands. I'll take them in the reverse order in which they're listed on your press release. The last demand was that you wanted tribal jail inmates in Imphal to be moved to other states for their safety. I presume your fear is that Kuki-Zo jailmates in Imphal are liable to be attacked by the Meitei, therefore for their safety move them to other states. Did he agree?
Right. He agreed, but they said that so far there were no incidents as such which happened in the jail.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, we also do not hear any kind of threat or incidents happening in the jail. So what they told us was, if there is any report of incident, the moment they receive the report, they will do something. They will They will do something to move them to.
In other words, they're not prepared to move tribal jail inmates at this moment.
Right.
But if something happens, they will do so.
Yes.
Doesn't that sound a bit as if they're waiting for something to happen?
That's what I told them. Are you waiting for things to happen? That's the question I made myself.
What did he say?
No, he said that unless there's some kind of, we will ensure that the safety of the jailers. That's what they told us. So far, they have done. They have ensured the safety, and he assured us that nothing will happen. So
they haven't been able to ensure the safety of students in Manipur University, of nurses in Manipur hospitals, of people working as car attendants in Manipur petrol stations. But they're confident that they can ensure the safety of Kuki-Zo jail inmates, even though I presume the majority of the staff around them would be Meitei.
Yes.
So are you a little unhappy with this?
Yeah, a little unhappy, but there is nothing much we can do. All we can do is request. But since we did not have evidence of incidents, we cannot prove ourselves. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to get back to the parents or families of the jail inmates and see if there are evidence, and we will get back to them.
But those families, the families of jail inmates, will not be happy with this outcome.
Yes, not very happy, but we are trying our best.
Did you point out to the Home Minister that usually people act to prevent something happening, which means you act in advance? What he's saying is, we'll wait for something to happen and then we'll act.
Yeah, that's how we appear.
Which is a little odd, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Let's come to the last demand in that press release. I deliberately left it to the end because I think it's one where we may have to talk quite in detail. And it is a political demand. Total separation from Manipur should be speeded up. Now, before we talk about speeding up, did you raise the demand for a separate administration to him?
Yeah. When he came to our district on 30th May, we have presented him a memorandum where we talk about our political demand as well as our immediate demands. So we have already made known to him about our political demand.
And did you raise it in the meeting today again?
Yeah, we raised the concern again, and what he told us was, let's peace prevail, let the environment be conducive for political talk. That's what he told us.
In other words, he's saying, let's do it in 2 stages. Let peace prevail first, and as a result of peace prevailing, the environment will be suitable for talks. Then we will talk about your demand for separate administration. Is he suggesting a 2-stage process?
That's right.
Are you happy with that?
We prefer a political solution before peace, but everyone, I mean, from the government side, they insist that peace should prevail first.
Did you indicate to him that this is not the best way?
Yeah, we told him that we've been provoked by the other community, the Métis community. We've been attacked, and when we are being attacked, we have no other option but to retaliate. That's what we told him. But what he advised us is to, even if we are being attacked, we should refrain from, responding to the attack.
Very difficult to refrain from responding.
So for that, he said he will ensure the buffer zone should be tightened. He'll be sending more forces probably after 15 August to ensure that no provocation or no violence from both sides should happen.
So to ensure that peace can prevail and that there are no reprisal attacks done by either side, he's going to build up forces in the buffer zone.
That's right.
But he's going to wait till the 15th of August to do it.
Yeah, no, he's not saying wait, but after 15th August, he will be able to deploy more,
Why 15th August? Why can't he do it now? There's not a shortage of paramilitary forces in India, is there?
I don't know.
He didn't explain that.
No, he talked about some occasion. I don't
Republic, I mean Independence Day.
Yeah, I don't remember the term he used. So because of that, the armies were deployed for that purpose. And after the 15th of August, he said he will deploy more forces.
Okay, let's talk a little about separate administration. What does ITLF mean by separate administration? Are you talking about a separate state? Are you talking about union territory status? Are you talking about autonomous territorial councils, but perhaps with enhanced powers by applying Schedule 6 of the Constitution, which presently doesn't apply?
Right.
Which of the 3?
Right, the 6th schedule or the territorial council does not apply anymore because we want separation from Manipur. So
that's out.
That's out. So the other 2 left are either a state or a union territory. So either one of them, whatever suits us best.
So you're open to either?
Yeah, open to both.
In other words, this is a negotiating position.
Right.
You'd be happy with both?
Right. But the political talks, we leave it to the SO group for them to talk to the government.
But the SO group, until the trouble began on the 3rd of May, had more or less reached agreement on autonomous territorial councils. I'm not sure whether Schedule 6 would have applied or not, but they certainly more or less reached agreement with that. Now that is a closed chapter.
Right. They were about to sign an agreement on the 3rd of May, and this crisis broke out, so they could not sign it. So I guess it's a divine intervention for us.
And that door is closed.
Yeah, the door is closed now. They have to upgrade their demands.
The government will put a lot of pressure when the talks begin to try and open that door again and get you to agree to autonomous territorial council, and maybe as a sweetener they'll throw in the 6th schedule. How will you resist that?
No, we will not agree nothing less than union territory.
Nothing less than union territory.
Right.
But Kuki-Zo, in an official statement that they released in July, have actually made it clear that even union territory status is not acceptable. They've made it crystal clear that they want a separate state. And they describe themselves on their letterhead as the apex body of all the Kuki tribes.
Right, I saw that, press release, but the decision should be, it should be a joint decision. So not the Kuki in P cannot take, the decision for everyone here. So it has to be jointly discussed.
So the position of the ITLF is that you would be happy with either union territory status or separate statehood.
That's right.
You don't share the Kuki MP rigidity. You don't share that.
No, we are flexible.
Did you get any sense from your talks with the Home Minister or your talks yesterday with the Director of the Intelligence Bureau? And in fact, you also spoke yesterday to A.K. Mishra, the interlocutor for the Sioux groups,
That's
as
right.
well as Mandeep Singh Tuli, the joint director of the IB. So you spoke to at least 3 important people.
Right.
Did you get any sense from them whether this government will agree, whenever the talks happen, to either union territory or separate statehood?
Right. They fully understand the ground situation that we are facing, and they understood that there is no possibility for us to live together with the majority community anymore.
They've understood and accepted it.
That's right.
Accepted it as well.
Accept would not be, I won't use the word accept, but they understood.
And therefore, what's your feeling about their likely response to the demand for union territory or separate statehood? What's your feeling?
Yes, there has to be some kind of separation. It's only a matter of time when it will happen. So the government is asking us to refrain from violence. Let's see what they come up
Did you get a sense that these important officials, because at the end of the day, they'll be the ones who advise the Home Minister. He's not going to take the decision on his own. He'll be advised by the Director IB, by Mr. A.K. Mishra, by the Joint Director. Did you get a sense that they're sympathetic to either union territory status or separate status?
They don't mention about the exact separate administration term like state or union territory, but they are working on to chalk out a plan for some kind of solution for us. That's what the feeler I got.
That's the feeling.
Yeah.
So they're sympathetic without using the specific language.
That's right, because we are not the right body for political talks. So the political talk should be with the SOO group. So they're not discussing with the details with us.
Did you get any sense of what might be the Home Minister's own position? I know he said, let's talk about it after peace is established, after a proper political environment is created. But beyond that, did you get any sense of what his thinking is likely to be on this issue of separate administration?
I think he's delaying the process, because I'm sure he would know that peace will not prevail right away, because it's going to take some time, because it's a war. So there will be provocation from both sides. So I think he's playing safe. He's delaying the process.
He's being political.
Yeah.
Now, do the Nagas, who are 24% of the population of Manipur, support your demand for separate administration?
I do not hear of that. They have their own demands, the Naga framework. So probably they are betting on that, and I don't see any kind of support from the side.
You don't see any support from the Naga side for separate administration for the Kukis?
Right.
The Naga United Naga Council has announced 4 rallies in 4 different districts, which Kuki MP has said that they will endorse and support. And those rallies are to speed up the separate Naga talks that are happening.
That's right.
With the NSC and IM. The Nagas are much more interested in Nagaland or a united Nagaland. Is there a possibility that as a way of securing Nagaland or a united Nagaland, they may also support you on separate administration?
Right, we welcome them if they wanted to support us, but with or without them, we will continue fighting for our, demand.
One of the problems, if the government were to concede separate administration in the sense of union territory or separate state, is that it will be very difficult for them to then continue to deny Manipuri Nagas the right to join with Nagaland. And that will mean that Manipur is reduced to just the valley.
That's
and the Meitei will be fiercely resistant. You know that already, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying the Home Minister said for peace to prevail, the Meitei community will do anything to, to stop this process by attacking us.
So in other words, far from peace prevailing, the Meitei community will step up its attacks on you to ensure that the separate statehood or the separate union territory status, even talks on that don't start.
Right. That's exactly what I told the Home Minister also. Since you are asking for a peace to prevail, and the Meitei community do not want a political solution, so they will try to disrupt this peace process. That's what I told him.
What did he say?
He said we are aware of that, and we will ensure that no violence, no attack would come from the Meitei community.
But they haven't been able to ensure no attack will come for the last 3 months and say 6-7 days.
That's right.
How can he give you a guarantee about the future when he's failed for 3 months?
Right. We have no other option but to believe, to have faith in him.
But there's
Let's
something.
see.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, let's see what he has in store for us.
But there's something else that follows from his position. That if he's delaying talks till peace prevails, he's also indicating to the Meitei, without saying it, that as long as peace doesn't prevail, there will be no talks. So that's like telling them, keep the trouble going, keep the violence going, because we'll never get to the stage of talks, and therefore we'll never have separate administration. In other words, he's giving them an opportunity to ensure that there's no peace.
And that would be one way of looking at it. Yes.
And that's what you said to him, in effect, didn't you?
Yeah, I told him, but he said he will ensure that nothing of that sort would happen.
Now, you said you would welcome support from the United Naga Council if they were to endorse your demand for separate administration. Are you equally willing to endorse their demand for joining up with Nagaland and Nagaland?
We have not given a thought for that because so far, like you said, we did not receive any kind of support from the Naga side. So
it will be a quid pro quo. When they give support, you'll support them.
I'm not saying that, but we have not given a thought about it. Let's see what comes in the future.
Something that the United Naga Council has announced a couple of days ago, and I'm sure you know about it, they want an immediate NRC exercise, National Register of Citizens. And they've announced that they want this to check what they call the inflow of illegal people from Myanmar into Manipur. That is precisely what Meitei people accuse the Kukis of.
That's right.
Now the Nagas are echoing virtually the same language.
That's right. That's why we have to give a second thought, before we support the Nagas, because they're not thinking in the same line as we do. So
you think, and you're saying, you need to give a second thought before you support the Nagas. But the Kuki Impi yesterday announced that they will support Naga rallies, which are demanding speeding up of the Naga process, the Naga talks process. So you want second thoughts, but Kuki Impi is actually supporting them even though they are not supporting you.
That's right. I don't know what is the thought process behind or the logic behind what the decision taken by the Kuki Impi. So I am not aware of that and I will not comment on that.
But there are important, or should I say significant differences between Kuki Impi and ITLF on this issue of how do you relate to the United Naga Council?
Right.
You agree?
I am not aware of their decision to, go ahead and support the UNC rally.
They, I think, issued a press release
they
2 days ago, signed by their secretary.
On what interest, on what logic, I am not aware of that.
Okay. But you're disconcerted by the fact that...
No, I don't mind if they go ahead and support it, but for ITLF, we'll have to talk about it before we do.
But what you are disconcerted by is the United Naga Council demanding an immediate NRC exercise to identify illegal immigrants or people from Myanmar who've come to Manipur. That is a clear position identical to the Meitei position.
That's
that
right.
You don't like.
No, we don't like that. We don't like NRC.
Will you protest publicly to the United Naga Council?
We'll have to think about it.
Okay. But it's a possibility.
Possible, yeah. Because we don't agree to NRC.
2 more questions before I end. I know that the Manipuri police and the IRB are 2 organizations that the Kuki-Zo people do not trust, which is why you want an assurance that if the Manipuri police are to come into the hill areas, they will not come alone. They will be accompanied by either the Assam Rifles or by paramilitary.
That's right.
How do you view the Assam Rifles and the paramilitary? The Meitei have made it crystal clear that they distrust them. And in fact, the BJP Manipuri leadership has petitioned the Prime Minister to say, remove Assam Rifles altogether from Manipur. So how do you, the ITLF, view Assam Rifles? How do you view the other paramilitary forces?
We have trust and have faith in the Assam Rifle and other central military forces, because they are protecting the tribal people or the hill people.
So they are behaving properly, objectively and impartially.
That's right.
They're not taking sides and not taking your side in particular.
That's right. If the Assam Rifle or any other central forces are not there, we all would be wiped off by now.
So the Meitei charge that the Assam Rifles are siding with the Kuki-Zo, you're saying that's an unfair, unjustified charge?
Probably because they feel that the Assam Rifles are blocking their way.
What about the fact that the Manipuri police have filed an FIR against the Assam Rifles?
I don't know. I have not gone through the details, but I feel that by doing so, they are fighting against the government, because the Assam Rifle is the government armed force.
Well, it's certainly under the army.
That's right.
My last question, how do you view Prime Minister Narendra Modi's handling of this crisis? It's gone on for 3 months and pretty close to 6 days. It will be 7 tomorrow. In that period, 97, 98 or 99 days, he's only spoken once for 30 seconds or 40 seconds. And it was only after that horrific viral video. And even then when he spoke, he was political because he tried to equate what's happening in Manipur with Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. And after that, he's silent.
Right.
How do you view the Prime Minister's handling of this crisis?
I don't think he's handling the crisis because his focus is somewhere else. More than 130 Indian lives were lost in the Manipur crisis, and he has not spoken about it. Only when the viral video of 2 Kuki-Zo girls went viral, that's only when he spoke of, probably out of embarrassment. So I feel that he should focus more into the Manipur crisis. Law and order completely collapsed in Manipur. He should have introduced president rules to ensure the safety and the security of the people. So far, he is worried about some animals being killed. He should, I feel that he should worry about the Indian lives that have been lost.
Who are the animals? Is that how you refer to the Meitei?
The cheetahs.
Cheetahs, I beg your pardon. Okay.
The cheetahs.
So you're saying that cheetahs are a bigger priority than Manipur?
Yeah, that's because he spoke about the deaths of cheetahs in some media. So he doesn't spoke about the deaths of Indian lives in Manipur.
In fact, in one of his Man Ki Baat, he spoke about the cyclone that hit Gujarat, which mercifully did not do very much damage. He didn't say a word about the much bigger trauma and tragedy of Manipur. He was silent.
Right. So I requested him to focus more on into the Manipur crisis. It's been 3 months now. This cannot go on. So he has to act as soon as possible.
Why is he refusing to replace Biren Singh? Not only have 7 Kuki-Zo BJP MLAs demanded that Biren Singh be removed, but it's been reported by the Indian Express, I believe, as early as the middle or end of June, that 8 Meitei BJP MLAs also sent the Prime Minister a petition that they have lost confidence and faith in the government, which means confidence and faith in Biren Singh. That's a total of 15 MLAs out of 32 demanding that Biren Singh be replaced. Why do you think the Prime Minister won't do it?
I also wanted to ask the same question to him. Why the Chief Minister Biren Singh is still in power? He should have been removed when he's not able to control the situation.
Do you think the Prime Minister doesn't care about Manipur?
That's what it appears.
Or is he ignorant of the reality?
I don't know. So you should ask him this question to him. Why he is ignoring Manipur.
In the eyes of your people, the Kuki-Zo, how do they today, 97 days after the troubles began, view Narendra Modi?
So far, we do not see his response. At least the Home Minister spoke to us once in a while. So we got assurance from the Home Minister, but not from the Prime Minister. Maybe the Prime Minister is giving the responsibility to the Home Minister, maybe. That's why he's keeping aside. But like I said before, 130 Indian life should not
probably
be...
closer to 150, 160.
Yes. He should not... this cannot be ignored by him.
Do you feel let down by the Prime Minister?
Yes. He should He should speak up, he should act, and he should come and see the situation in the ground himself.
Mr. Vualzong, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karan Thapar. Over the last few years, I hope you've been watching my program, The Interview on the Wire. During that period, I've interviewed doctors, politicians, businessmen, scientists, authors, and even the occasional Nobel laureate. For me, it's been exciting. I hope it's been enjoyable for you. But these, as you know, are tough times, and if this program is going to remain bold, independent, and sometimes even defiant, then I think we need your support. At the end of the day, it's a truism, but editorial independence is best defended by the viewers. So if you would like this program to remain the way it is, forthright, outspoken, and interesting, then would you consider supporting us? All you have to do is to click on the description at the bottom. But more than anything else, I hope you will continue to watch The Interview. Your viewership means an awful lot to me.